Really, it's not about being perfect. The ice cubes and the caffeine is saving me. Oh, love a good coffee. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. In today's video, I share with you how veganism was the catalyst to changing my life. This video is really for anybody who is thinking about starting a vegan diet or following a vegan way of life. And I would just like to preface by saying that by no means I am a doctor, a scientist, a nutritionist. This is just my own personal experience about why and how and when I became a vegan, and today that I am still a vegan and following a vegan lifestyle. I'm going to break up the video today into 6 parts. The 6 different parts of the video are why I became a vegan, when I became a vegan, what I experienced initially getting started as a vegan, the education that I schooled myself on when it came to veganism and animals and the meat industry, why I'm a vegan today, and still why I am moving forwards in a vegan way of eating and lifestyle, ways in which you can become a vegan. Let's start off first of all why I became a vegan. I became a vegan initially after only a few short months of leaving a marriage. I actually escaped the most traumatic time in my life. I was almost killed in a domestic violence marriage. And after this marriage, I needed some way to gain back some kind of control in my life. I decided that I would follow a raw vegan challenge from somebody that I followed on YouTube. What's actually really interesting is from the age of 17 until I was 25, I was a vegetarian or a pescatarian. I was still eating fish and consuming some dairy products. However, from 17 until 25, I had no chicken or red meat or white meat, only seafood at the time. However, since the age of 25 until I became a vegan, I was eating everything. However, I always naturally gravitated towards fruits and vegetables. That was always a given. I always just loved salads and fruits and vegetables and any food that was really bright and colorful. Adopting a vegan way of eating was the catalyst for complete transformation in my life. And still today, it has been an ongoing health journey for me since I first became a vegan. At the time of leaving the marriage and that traumatic situation that I was in, my health at the time was the worst that it had been. I had never slept, I wasn't eating properly, I was always in a state of anxiety and stress and panic, I was always worrying. So my overall health at that time before I turned vegan was really quite terrible. When did I become a vegan? I decided to start my vegan way of eating on February 13th, 2017. I want to explain what I experienced getting started. I initially had signed up for a 10-day raw vegan challenge from a YouTuber that I had followed. I got through my initial 10 days and it was actually really interesting. I am not a raw vegan, however, this challenge, my first almost 6 months of eating a vegan way of eating, I was a raw vegan. I was living in Sydney, Australia at the time. I remember the first initial feelings about 3 or 4 days after I became a vegan and was eating only raw. I had felt this huge energetic shift within me. I felt this real energetic lift. I felt this clarity in my mind. It was like night and day. It was like black and white, this experience that I was feeling since I cut out all the animal products. What's really amazing is that after the initial 10 days, I was feeling absolutely incredible. And I thought, if I can make it to the end of 10 days, why not follow this way of eating for 30 days? I made it to 30 days and again was still feeling absolutely incredible. So I thought, I'm just going to continue this feeling of feeling incredible and I'm going to continue this way of eating. And then it has been like that ever since. After the 6 months, I did actually start eating cooked vegan foods. However, yes, I can definitely say and proudly say that still to this day I eat all vegan foods, all plant foods. Those first initial feelings of the things and the sensations of what I was experiencing, I had this instant clarity in my mind, this mental clarity. I also experienced a lot more energy. I was feeling lighter and more energetic and more alive and more awake. I also had noticed that the complexion on my face started feeling more smooth and clear and almost more hydrated. I also had experienced better digestion. I was not doing any farts. There was no flatulence. I was not burping. After I ate, I felt like the food just settled and digested. I had no food comas. My digestion was definitely on point. I also really experienced a change in my mood. I felt like my moods had definitely evened out and was very stable. I also noticed that I was sleeping so well. By the end of the day, I was tired. I laid my head down to sleep. I went to sleep, a beautiful sleep. I woke up and I felt great. Okay, super fantastic. The Gojek man just arrived with my iced coffee. It wouldn't be a YouTube video with Tiffany without the iced coffee. So good. One of the things that I also initially experienced was I wasn't having any food comas. After I ate, and actually was eating quite a large amount of raw vegan foods, I was having big smoothies and big fruit platters and massive salads at dinner time. After I ate, I felt like the food digested and I wasn't having that crash after you eat. I wasn't experiencing those food comas after I had eaten such a large amount of food. Also, I wasn't having a sugar crash. I find that because I obviously was eating a lot of carbohydrates, natural sugars, obviously the natural sugars in the fruit, in the smoothies, in the juices, and some of the, the salad dressings, I wasn't having that high of after eating and feeling really high and then crashing. There really was just this overall feeling of just feeling amazing, of just feeling great, of just feeling clear, of just feeling awake, of just feeling alive. And that was a really incredible feeling. In the first couple of months, I also started to reduce some of the other chemicals. Not only was I reducing the animal foods coming into my body, I eliminated all of those, but I also started to become very mindful of my health in general. I started switching out my beauty products and anything else that was toxic in my life. I started using more simple beauty products with less chemicals, organic products. Veganism was the catalyst which really started my journey for healing and completely transforming my life. Not only did I feel this initial sense of mental clarity in my mind and this energy and just this feeling of aliveness again, I also started to clean out anything and anyone that was toxic in my life. I would like to talk about the education of the media and the resources that I had consumed to really school me when it came to veganism, when it came to my physical health, when it came to the animal industry, the meat industry, when it came to what was happening with the meat industry and how it was affecting our planet. It was about after a month that I had been following the vegan way of eating, I was recommended by a friend of mine. It was the eCornell online study program of whole food plant-based nutrition. It was a 6-week study program. There were just modules that you followed along and there were a few questionnaires and assignments to do, all very relatively easy. It was during that course that I really did start to dive deeper into understanding about the health of our own bodies and what was happening when we did consume animal products. We also learned a lot more in depth about the meat industry, about the treatment of animals, about the cruel treatment of animals, not only the way that the animals were being treated, also the runoff of where all the food was being grown to feed the animals that were eventually going to be killed, and then how that was having an effect on our land, on the ocean, our air. I really went a lot more into depth about learning those kinds of things. This is not a video about teaching you all of that. Of course, I can leave a link below if you'd like to check out that program. I did find it very, very helpful and I have recommended it to people since then. The eCornell program, that was a paid program. I can't remember the exact price. By watching YouTube free documentaries, I really delved into watching these documentaries. They were Forks Over Knives. It was a documentary called Earthlings, What the Health, Cowspiracy, Game Changers. There are a few other ones, as well as other, I remember even Oprah had an episode on her show. What was really interesting is once I had started to delve deeper into understanding about veganism and the treatment of animals and what was happening to our planet, I got so upset. I was horrified and would just break down crying when I saw what was happening. It really was since then of doing that deeper dive into all that information that I knew that I was going to follow this way of eating, because I just really felt for the animals and I was seeing what was happening to our planet. I had just decided in that moment that I could not partake any longer for the rest of my life in consuming animals and animal products. Another really amazing experience that I had in my first year of becoming a vegan, it was at the end of 2017. I attended, actually here in Bali, I'm currently in Bali, I attended a health retreat. This was actually a 5-day health retreat. We were actually learning about intermittent fasting in the morning sessions. In the afternoon sessions, we were learning all about whole food plant-based foods, and then we were learning all about how to prepare these foods and cook these foods and combine these foods. The chef, her name is Chef Cynthia Louise, the way that she prepared all her meals and the intention of the meals and all the nourishment and nutrition of all the foods that she was using, and then all the love that she was putting into the foods, I really developed this deep appreciation for all the fruits and vegetables and the plant foods. I really learned how consuming just plants and legumes and beans and fruits and vegetables, that it really can heal you. It is obviously good for you on a nutritional level and to nourish you and to satiate you. Eating whole food plant-based, it really can heal you on such a deep cellular level. I really have always enjoyed cooking whole food plant-based meals. Having vegan meals is that it does bring people together. Your meal time should be a time when you enjoy the food and you connect with your friends and family and you connect with what you're eating. You connect with really Mother Nature's gifts. Let's talk about why I am still a vegan today and why I continue to move forward eating whole food plant-based foods, eating all vegan foods, and following as ethically as I can a vegan lifestyle. Obviously, I don't try to purchase and invest in leather products or anything that is of an animal sense. I am going to turn in a couple of months 42 years old, and I strongly really do believe that eating this way, among other healthy practices that I have in my life, I feel pretty fantastic at 42 years old. I never count my calories. I eat an abundance of plant foods, of fruits and vegetables, and I always feel amazing. The more clean I actually eat, whole food plant-based, very, very clean and staying very, very hydrated, I feel my best and I look my best. Some of the main reasons why I follow this vegan, I'm not even going to say diet, this vegan way of eating. I truly do believe that health is your wealth. Health is everything. Without your health, you have nothing. And I really did experience this. Coming out of the most traumatic time of my life, escaping from the domestic violence marriage, at that point, before I became a vegan, I was at the worst state of my health that I have ever been. I was so stressed. I had panic attacks all the time. I was constantly anxious. I never slept. I barely ate. I was not eating anything nutritional. And in that state, you cannot show up in your life at the most optimal that you can be. That's why really, as I became a vegan and started discovering the healing power of vegan foods and just the joy of everything that I was experiencing in my own self, I continue today to be a vegan. I truly do believe that by keeping your way of eating and eating whole food plant-based, you keep your mind clear. And when your mind is clear, you're able to make the best decisions that you can on a day-to-day basis so that you have an incredible life. If you are eating crap foods and you're stressed and you never sleep and you don't eat anything nutritional and you just eat packaged foods, how can your body run properly and function properly to then your mind thinking properly to make those decisions in your life so that you have a good life. I really do feel my best when I'm eating all whole food, plant-based foods. I really do feel energetic and alive. My digestion is good. I don't get bloated. I sleep well. I have energy. My skin feels good. I really am desiring to age with grace and beauty. And I believe that we can all age with grace and beauty. What you put into your body is really how you are. As I get older, I really do hope that my mind is sharp and that I am still physically able and active in my day-to-day activities and everything that I'm doing in my life. At the end of the day, one of the main reasons why I still continue to be a vegan, eat vegan foods and follow a vegan lifestyle, first of all, it was because of my own health reasons. But as I mentioned before, I took some study programs and watched a whole bunch of documentaries. It really is first and foremost for the ethical and moral reasons and for the treatment of animals. I just want to preface by saying that. I really do believe that animals are also part of our world. They are sentient beings. They deserve love and care and food and shelter. And I wish for no harm on animals as I wish for no harm on people as well. This veganism that I am following, a vegan lifestyle and a vegan life, it's not just what I put into my body. I also really try to focus on living this non-harming way for myself and for animals and for others. The last thing that I want to share with you is how you can become a vegan. Now, there are so many different resources online and books and all kinds of different people that you can connect with to learn more about a vegan way of eating and a vegan lifestyle. There is so many free things that you can watch and access on YouTube, on Instagram, on the internet, books, podcasts, you name it, there is an abundant array of information for you. What I definitely can recommend is if you're completely starting from scratch, I would just recommend by incorporating more fruits and vegetables into the meals that you're already having. Then as you start to get used to consuming different kinds of fruits and vegetables, then you could also start thinking about adding or replacing one meal a day as whole food, plant-based, vegan. Try having an extra smoothie in your day, or a big juice, or making a big salad, or roasting vegetables. There are so many ideas and recipes out there to eat plant foods. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you have enjoyed hearing about my own personal experience about why I became a vegan and why I am still a vegan. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you next video. See you!